A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird or Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
Okay. I was gonna deal with this issue a while ago, and I never did. And it's been a couple of days, so I figured what the hell, I'd go ahead and deal with it now. You're not familiar with it. Dez Bryant is a professional basketball player in the National Football League. Played at Oklahoma State. He dropped in the draft because he was a knucklehead. In college, he got into a lot of trouble. He had a bad reputation. And I think he dropped to late first round to Dallas or something like that. Or late, I don't know, I forget. He may have been later than that, I don't know. At any rate, here is what he said. I'm going to tell you what everybody had a hoopla about. Okay, let me start over. It says, first and foremost, I would like to say I do a great job of minding my own business, but it's pressing on my heart to share my thoughts about white America and black Americans, racism. I saw a person quote Charles Barkley when he said, we as black people, we're never going to be successful, not because you're white, not because you white people, not because of you white people, but because of other black people. I hate to admit it, but I understand that quote. He said, I've been racially profiled on numerous occasions, but not once has it influenced an ill feeling inside of me about anyone outside of that issue. Real slavery is different from what's going on in our world now. We all, every ethnicity, have the opportunity to lead by example, capital letters. Instead of making videos about the history of racism that get applause or people with influence merely doing things to post for social media, we should focus on individual accountability to be better as a whole. I recently ran into a guy I grew up with who has spent his adulthood dealing drugs. While we were catching up, he shared with me that he wished he had chose different and chose a better path. He said seeing my success was inspiring, and that it encouraged him to do better with his life. Now, I says, what's his final question? What is wrong with being sophisticated and black? Why do we associate those who choose the straight and narrow as not being quote unquote black enough? Why is it that I was one of the first examples of success to my friend? We focus hard on fighting the realities that exist instead of creating our own reality. The ones who came before us, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, paved a new path for us to follow. The struggles and hurt they endured created new life for us today. It is not our job to carry on the burden, but it is our job to lead by example. Now that's what this brother said, right? Now, this is the thing, man. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't see anything wrong with it. All he was saying was, we as black people need to focus on what we can control. You know, we've all heard of the serenity prayer, you know, the wisdom to accept things we cannot change, wisdom to know the difference. And I just think we as black people are so effed up right now that there's no real way a short way of putting it. Like, Dez Bryant I remember when he first came into the league, he was a thug. He acted and carried himself as a thug. He got into it with Lil Wayne, and he was a hothead, and he's still a very passionate brother. If you watch him on the field, he loves to win. He's very passionate, and people mistake that for ignorance. Now here's a black man who has grown in wisdom. He came from the streets. If anybody knows Dez Bryant's struggle, he's a brother from the hood that's been around that type of stuff. He's the guy that got money, and then he started growing and understanding of what his friends are and looking at life differently. I don't begrudge a brother for that. I don't knock a brother for saying, man, look, get out here and build and have something for ourselves. I'm gonna put it like this, and I said this in the other video, but I'm gonna say it again. If racism and white supremacy does not change one bit, but black people are able to do the things and control the things that they can control, black people would run this country in spite of racism and white supremacy. What do I mean by that? If black people were to buy black, if black people, and I'm gonna say this, and I know this is controversial, but I'm going to say it. If you go to school in a regular school zone in high school or whatever, and you get your work, you probably would be successful in life. I went to Lanier High School in Montgomery and another high school by the name of Carver High School. I went to two different high schools. I transferred over basketball or whatever. The first school I went to had a Carver Creative Center and Performing Arts area called CPAC, where basically they were talking about you go there and you learn different skills with music and dance and things of that nature. The other school, which is LAMP, they had another program called LAMP. There were a lot of students from that program that went on to be great, scholars and doctors. And I know a doctor, one of the doctors I know that makes over $500,000 a year, went to LAMP. He was a LAMPer, and he went to Johns Hopkins. Right there in Montgomery, Alabama, that's where he's from. Right? This is the thing. If you are if you're within the sound of this video and you're young and you listen to this video, I played basketball. When I was an athlete, I would get out of school at 3:30. I would not leave the gym until they cut the lights off at 8:30. Monday through Thursday. Friday, I would get out at 3:30. We would start playing ball about 3:30, 3:45 until close to 5:30. So we played another 2 hours. Then on Saturday mornings, I would get up and go play another 3 or 4 hours. Sunday, I would find somewhere Sunday afternoon to go play. I played ball 7 days a week. And also I went and hit the weights. I hit the weight room. I put literally on top of my school. Plus, you got to understand, when you're in school, you got PE. And if you're an athlete, they put you in what's called athletics, which means sixth period or your last period of the day. You go and you actually, lift weights and do whatever for another 30, 45 minutes. Actually, another hour. So it was nothing for me to put close to 35 hours a week or close to 40 hours a week in sports. Now, what if I'd have did that academically? What if I'd have spent 20 hours a week in sport? Not in my books, not 40, just 20, just partially studying on the weekends and, 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and 2 hours on Sunday and 3 hours on Saturday. What would have happened? What type of student would I have been? What type of ACT grade would I have gotten? And what would that do for me as a whole? See, we as black people, we're so focused on talking about racism and white supremacy, and I believe racism and white supremacy is out here. I believe that we as a people have been, treated unfairly in this country. I do. I think we still are getting the short end of the stick. Mr. Black Man taking our community back talks about this all the time. I agree with him. But one of the things you have to look at, man, and this is just real talk. Why is it that certain people make it out of the hood? What do they do? What? Everybody's not a professional athlete or a rapper. There are a lot of people that are making $90,000, $75,000, $100,000, $400,000 as a doctor, lawyer, whatever. What's the difference? What did they do? I got a group of guys I grew up with. Most of the guys I grew up with either joined the military A lot of them did. Or say, I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple of killers and drug dealers that I grew up with. We all did as black people. But I know two twins I grew up with. Both of them, one of them joined the Navy. The other one does the same thing I do. He's an IT developer in Huntsville, up for NASA. So I mean, he works for NASA. I work for a company myself. I do database development. So we both do the same thing. Then I have another, his brother joined the Navy. He's actually an officer in the Navy. He has his bachelor's. Now, one of the brothers sold drugs and both of them were in gangs. The other guy that we grew up, lived next door, a friend of mine, he's in the Navy. He's like, I think he has like, he's not an officer, but I think he's a sergeant or something. He's doing pretty good for himself. He has a middle class lifestyle. These brothers join the Navy. Like everybody doesn't, go out and go to college. I understand that. What I'm saying is this, man. There aren't any excuses for us as black people. And I think we need to stop looking at these crutches that these white liberals give us. Because they are destroying us even as we speak. One of the biggest damn coons I know is that damn D.L. Hughley. Because one of the problems I have with D.L. Hughley, he is emphatic about us being pro-Democrat. He is emphatic that you think a certain way, and he is quick with the word coon because he understands the power of that word. See, because if you say coon, what you're really saying is you're not cool anymore. You're not part of the in crowd. You're not down with the struggle if you're a coon. And that right there could be career suicide. He literally shamed Steve Harvey into not working with the damn housing and urban development to help black people get more houses. Literally shamed him. Now he don't even want to meet with Trump. I don't even think he's gonna work with Ben Carson. They were gonna actually have his ass in there working with the housing and urban development to help African Americans in certain areas with home ownership, which would have been a straight direct shot in the arm for black net worth and wealth. But because D.L. Hughley shamed him, and a lot of people shamed Steve Harvey, he got away from that. That's why I had the video on why I despise the term coon, because it shames brothers from going out here and doing something. I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you are a drug addict, or if you are a overweight person that's fat and out of shape, somebody's gonna have to tell your ass the truth. It may not be, hey, you're fat, but you're gonna have to look in the mirror and say, I've been eating too much. You can look at McDonald's and say, well, it's McDonald's fault because they put these something in the grease and the fries and makes you want to eat so much. And that's true. That's actually true. I never forget that guy Kevin Trudeau, who had the book. He wrote a book about natural cures they don't want you to know about. And actually read the book, and he had one part in there where he's talking. At the beginning, I just was shocked at what I was reading. He was like, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're fat. It's not your fault." I'm like, bullshit. It's their fault. Your ass ate the food. You put that shit in your mouth. It's your fault. So as black people, if you fucked up, listen to me. If you fucked up, it's your fault. Yeah, you can point at white supremacy, and I'll agree with you. Yep, they sure do. Every day you walk out here, it's cops out here trying to do evil. You're right. It's a cop. You can do everything the cop's saying. He might still kill your ass. I agree. You could get your work, be a good student, be a doctor, cop pull your ass over and shoot you for because you didn't put your hands out fast enough or some shit. Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of shit that's fucked up about racism and white supremacy. But what if, just imagine this with me. Imagine this. What if every black man, not even I'm not going to go that far with it. What if 1 in 13 African Americans, like Asians, own businesses? Out of those 1 in 13, 40% of those businesses actually was strong enough to employ 10 employees, all of which were black. What would that look like? What would that do for the so-called black struggle in America right now? I'm all for us trying to fix our ills, and trying to do things, but the thing is strategy. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. What has the Democrat Party done for black people? What has voting monolithically 90% for one party done for us in the last 50, 60 years? We've been voting that way for literally about 55 years now. Actually, I think it goes back to FDR. So we go back damn near 80 some years of voting Democrat. What did we get? We got destroyed. In every measurement, we got destroyed as a people. Why is it that if someone says, hey, maybe we need to look at ourselves and be more responsible, you know, if someone says that, why is that a problem? Why is that looked at as cooning? I don't get that shit. See what I'm saying? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? When Dez Bryant said what he said, what's his face? Shannon Sharp eloquently broke down some shit, but Shannon Sharp broke down some shit that really, I think he found a reason and built his whole argument off of that straw man. I don't think that what Dez was saying, because even Dez came back and was like, look man, you twisted my words, we're gonna have to debate. If I was Dez, I would have been on that bitch the next day. He said that shit on April 11th. I would have been at that bitch on April 12th, bright and early, ready. Dude, that ain't what I was saying. I was saying that black people, if racism and white supremacy does not change, what if black people did what they were supposed to do? What if when that cop pull your ass over, you don't get to wrestling with him and cussing him out? Not to say that, look, cops are fucked up. I despise cops. I'm talking about doing a video on this shit. I got some stories about some damn cops. They done fucked with me so many times it ain't even funny. They get on my damn nerves. It's to the point where somebody shoot one of them motherfuckers. I'm so damn desensitized. Fuck it. Motherfucker probably deserve it. And I know that's fucked up to say. I shouldn't say that. You know, pray for me. But that's where I'm at right now, man. I mean, so I understand the level of disdain for the cops. But when are we gonna be responsible for what we say and do as a people? And why is it when someone dares challenge black people to be responsible, we have an issue with it? We get upset and point the finger. Why not deal with the fact that's like somebody say, hey man, we need to get off crack. Well, we ain't got no airplanes. We don't have popping pills. That don't mean your ass supposed to just be on crack and fucking your life in. You on crack. You know what I'm saying? Look, I agree, man. We don't sell drugs. I think it's wrong to sell drugs. I agree. Just like I think it's wrong for the government to fly that shit in and take the Nilo Blandome and have him sell shit to Rick Ross, Free Ray Rick, and all these different people all over the country, have all these different CIA connections, and then let that guy off. I think that's fucked up. I do. So at the end of the day, one doesn't negate the other. Two wrongs don't make a right. You see what I'm saying? That's real. So at the end of the day, we need to wake up, stop, get our heads out of our ass, and let's just be realistic with ourselves, man. Because we're not being realistic with ourselves. We're so pro-Democrat and we're so pro-liberal. And you know what? Black people aren't really liberal. We're really not. We're just, I guess, it's just like when my brother at that time. My brother was at a event. Then a lot of people hemmed him up. A bunch of Democrats tried to set him up and tried to say, hey, that brother's a Republican. They all gathered around him. And so what happened? He stood up and said, I'm not a Democrat. He said, I'm not a Democrat because I'm a Christian. I believe in my faith, and I don't believe in the party that votes for abortion and gay marriage, and among other issues. And so I'm not a Democrat. He said so many black people came here. Hey man, I agree. They were whispering. Say he had about 10 people come to him. Hey man, I feel you. I agree. See, we done got to the point now. We can't have free thought. I would love to debate that damn D.L. Hughley on some bullshit he be talking. He swear his shit deep. He swear he talking some real shit, and he don't know what the fuck he talking. He don't, man. All he does is repeat the damn shit that the white liberals told him is cool to say. Certain shit he'll never say. He'll never hold Barack Obama accountable for shit he did. He'll always say, well, the Republicans fought him. Yeah, but damn, The Republicans fought him on the gay shit, but he damn sure went out on the limb for them, didn't he? The Republicans might have fought him on the Hispanic shit, but he went on a limb for them. He did a lot of shit for them, didn't he? But he couldn't do shit for niggas, could he? Every time he got around black folks, it just seemed like he had a connotation of talking down and being condescending and arrogant to his own people. You know, talking about black men and shit. But you didn't mention that. You won't mention that. See, because them white folks will stop calling your ass. Every time some shit pop off, he running his mouth. Every time a nigga dares to hold black people accountable on some shit, every time a nigga goes to the other side of the aisle in the Republican Party and say, let me go over here and see if I can do something positive for the black community, here his ass come. He the damn Coon Patrol. Them damn Coon Patrol niggas get on my damn nerves, man. They get on my last damn nerves. Willie D, I've never watched one of his damn videos. When he made that song, Coon, I ain't had shit to say to him. That's why I ain't never watched his videos. Cause I said he read the tea leaves. He saw the political ebbs and flows of this time, and he said, let me go ahead and capitalize and make a single rapping about the word coon and calling niggas coon because they did some shit that black people say you ain't supposed to do. I challenge any motherfucker that called me a coon. Cause see, this is the thing. This is the beautiful thing about it. When I get called simp, when I get called coon, all that shit, I challenge people on the facts. I challenge people to debate me on the ideas. Like Sean Hannity says. He says, you know, I challenge you to debate me in the arena of ideas. If your shit is solid, it'll stand up to the test of time. See what I'm saying? Your shit will stand up if that's really what you believe. A lot of these niggas don't do that. A lot of these niggas ain't really been tested. A lot of these hotep niggas ain't been tested. A lot of these niggas that's calling themselves hoteps and posting on Facebook, you can get their ass with one or two little articles or something, and read that article and you can just destroy their whole damn flimsy ass argument. Because they're not well learned. And a lot of times when it comes to black Democrats, most of the time, not all. Now I've met a few black Democrats, they pay attention, they got their shit together. They're wrong, but they got facts behind why they believe what they believe. But then when you get down to the heart of the issue, they really truly don't believe that black people are sustainable for themselves. Black people aren't really intelligent enough to function as a people like the Asians do. Black people aren't intelligent, so the government has to come and defend them because you're not smart enough. You're not intelligent enough to do the shit that you're supposed to do to sustain yourself. You know, let me tell you, you know why I have a problem with that? Because in a lot of these dudes I'm talking about are atheists that I'm talking about that think like that. But I mean, if you believe in that, then you gotta go with social Darwinism. That means we need to go the way of the dodo bird. And I'd be damned if black folks go the way of the dodo bird on my watch. You see what I'm saying? I'd be damned if, and if for those of you who don't know, dodo bird is an extinct animal. You know, it is said he got extinct because he could not adapt. He wasn't intelligent enough to adapt. So black people need to adapt. And it's a lot of brothers on Facebook, on the internet right now that are conservative, that are pushing their points like Mr. Black Men taking back our community, even upsetting. He said vote Republican. I don't think you should just say it blind like that, vote Republican. You need to give people reasons as to why they need to vote Republican. And I'm going to probably make a video saying it. But that's something that I think, needs to be done. O'Shea talks about it. Who else? It's a bunch of guys. Angry Man is more conservative with his issues. He's not just 100% pro Barack Obama. And so it's a lot of brothers out here that's starting to get people to think about why they support the party they support. Why can't black people be responsible with their money? Why can't black people be responsible with their time? Why can't black people be responsible with their education? Why can't you could go to a poor underperforming school, but damn it, if you study 3 hours a day, shit. You telling me you can't get a scholarship? If you study 2 hours a day, shit. 2 hours look, an hour a day. I didn't do shit. You hear me? I didn't do shit. I had a 1.9 GPA out of high school, but I had an advanced diploma, which basically meant that I took all the way up to calculus, math. I took all these heavy maths and stuff like that. So I took human anatomy and physiology. I knew a lot of science. I like science. I just didn't get my damn homework. When I went home, it was time to play ball and chase women. That's what my whole life was about. That's why I was a bad student. It wasn't because had I just put an hour and a half a day of studying, reading every day, I would probably have gotten an academic scholarship somewhere. There were times in high school, I'll never forget this. Clemson came to see my homeboy. This back when I was playing at college. He was ranked number 6 in the nation by USA Today. Clemson came to see my homeboy. And when Clemson got in there, we had Clemson and Auburn in there that same day. They were scouting my homeboy. My homeboy got the ball named Pat. He was running point. I said, man, give me the ball by the 3-point line. I got the rock, took a bounce, took off. My homeboy was the All-American. He about 6'9". Man, I took off on his ass. I ain't number 6'1", 6'2". I took off on his ass. He hit me across the chest. I went up, boom, dunked on his ass. Why did I say that? Well, shit, if I could have, if they would have said, okay, we want to sign this guy, shit, I ain't had a grades. See what I'm saying? Look, you are given opportunity. We as black people, say something, man. Asian people, spend time, if you don't do anything else, go look at how the Japanese, how disciplined they are about their damn education. How they treat their kids when it comes to education. There was a show, I think it came on Bravo or Oxygen or whatever. I think it was Bravo, but it was this Asian kid was like a genius show, and it was like a competition. If you don't answer the question, you get voted off or whatever. So these Asians, just watch it. The whole damn finals was nothing but Asians, man. Asians and Indians. Watch how their parents treat their kids. Bullshit, man. Don't tell me that black people can't change their circumstance and that, yeah, we've been fucked over. I agree. But let me tell you something. It's all summed up in this, and I'm gonna end the video because I've been rambling. I'm gonna say this here. This is what it's summed up with. When it's all said and done, no one gives a fuck about black people. It's really that simple. No one gives a damn. Nobody's coming to save you. So what are you gonna do about it? That's where I'm at with it. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and whine and bitch and complain and go lay your head on the shoulders of the damn white liberals and have them vote for your ass to get some programs, some programs that ain't gonna really put nothing in your pocket? Or are you gonna step away and say, you know what? Listen to Malcolm X, man. Malcolm X, a lot of the shit Malcolm said is real shit, man. Like Malcolm was saying stuff like he needs to get off welfare. You don't want to, if a man joins the Nation of Islam at the time, he was saying Nation of Islam, but he was saying he'll want to get off welfare. He'll want to work and have a job and provide for his family. He'll want to control the economy. Every damn thing that we talk about on this damn internet right now, that's what he was saying. And guess who put him on that? I'm going to drop a little nugget at the end of the video. Reverend Ike. Google it. Reverend Ike, a Christian pastor in New York, put Malcolm X on that whole black economic empowerment speech. He sure did. See, y'all don't see. So I know people dog out the church, but the church has been instrumental in black history. It really has. But I'm just saying, man, we need to free our minds. It's like the Matrix, man. What are you gonna do about it? Thank you.
And let me live again. La, 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 la. I can still feel the breeze that rustles through the trees, and misty memories of days gone by. But we could never see tomorrow. Would you believe that no one ever told us about the sorrow? So